Hi, we're visiting Castle Howard today. We've come to the village, we've come on the bus. Castle Howard is in the Howardian Hills, about 20 miles outside of York, maybe half an hour on the bus. The weather report for today, the skies are looking okay. It's early January, but the skies are looking okay. The Welburn village, where I'm starting the walk, has got a church, a village hall and a pub, and there's actually a small library within the village hall. Today we're going to be visiting we've got a 5-mile walk. We're visiting kind of the Castle Howard grounds. Castle Howard is about 300 years old, and it's a stately home. It's an English stately home. Some of the grounds, what we're going to see some garden monuments. There's the stately hall itself, there's a pyramid, there's the Temple of the Four Winds, there's the mausoleum, and then the walk home is through the Howardian Hills. It should be a nice day. I'm looking forward to it. We'll get going. Hi, we've come up through a hill. We've walked along up a hill through the woods, along a muddy path. I can show you here. So that's the path, and they're the woods that we've come up through. And we've got to our first monument, which stands on St Anne's Hill. It's one of the garden monuments of Castle Howard, and it's a pyramid. I can't get any closer because there's no public right of way, but it was designed in 1728 by an architect called Nicholas Hawksmoor. I don't think it was finished until after he died, and it's recently gone through a renovation project. So the pyramid's there, and over in the distance you can actually see Castle Howard. But we're going to move closer towards Castle Howard now, and hopefully I'll be able to get a better shot. We've just come up to the bridge here at Castle Howard, and from this bridge you can actually see the Temple of the Four Winds, where we're going to go next. And then you can get a good shot here of the mausoleum. I'll visit both sites and tell you more about them when we get there. This is one of the garden monuments in Castle Howard, the Temple of the Four Winds. It was designed by an architect, John Vanbrugh, in 1729. Actually, he was working on it, but John died in 1729, and it was finished by a stuccoist, Francesco Vasciali, in 1738. John Vanbrugh actually died in 1726. It's one of the garden monuments at Castle Howard. We've come over the bridge, and there was a sign saying that there was a bull in this field. So if the bull comes towards us, we're going to have to take some cover within the temple. I haven't come across the bull, but we're just walking through the fields, and you can see the wall there, which I guess marks the grounds of Castle Howard itself, which you've got to pay to get into. And then these are the Howardian Hills. Hey, the bull's around, because you can see the bull crap down there, but I can't see him in the fields, and I don't think the bull's got any intention of surprising me. We're coming up here. This is the site of the Temple of Venus. They built Castle Howard in the early 1800s. I think the plans were 1699. So it was the early 1700s, the early 18th century. So anyway, this is the Temple of Venus, but it's been knocked down. I don't know the reason. We're going to carry on the footpath. I should add the Temple of Venus, I said knocked down, but perhaps crumbled is a better word. There was a sign saying there was some loose masonry, and the Castle Howard estate with the monuments is maybe 300 years old. So I guess over time, just with the weather, yeah, it's maybe they've kept some of the stones or blocks to rebuild, or to restore another time, but for the moment that's it. But the Castle Howard grounds, I believe, cover about 13,000 acres. In the past they did anyway, and there's a lot of maintenance and a lot of work, a lot of money and time that goes into it. This is the Castle Howard Mausoleum. There's 20 pillars, and it goes up to 90 foot into the air. Designed by Sir Nicholas Hawksmoor, I think in 1729. It's not open to the public. You might be able to see a little bit of a fence surrounding the mausoleum, and it's one of the nicest mausoleums, maybe freestanding mausoleums in Northern Europe. And members of the Howard family are still buried there. Hi, we've finished the loop around the Castle Howard gardens. I'm going to find a bench and stop for some lunch. We didn't get to visit Castle Howard in itself today, it wasn't on the route, but I'm just finishing off the Castle Howard estate, the gardens, and I'm just going to pan round, and you can see the pyramid straight in front of us over there, and then the Castle Howard. It's a stately home, not a castle. castles tend to be fortified, but the castle, in the olden days, that's what people sometimes called an English country home. They started building it in 1699. The architect was John Vanver, and he also had some help from Nicholas Hawksmoor, who I think we mentioned did some of these garden buildings. We can actually see the Temple of the Four Winds there, and you can probably see the mausoleum through the trees there. So it's all very impressive. They've used Castle Howard as a film set, maybe for I think a film or a TV series called Brideshead Revisited, and maybe a few others. It's been open to the public since 1952, so for the past 70 years, and the land was bought in the 1600s. Some lords and some dukes bought the land with some surrounding villages like Welburn and Slingsby, and a lot of land, 13,000 acres. And nowadays, yeah, the gardens are lovely. They've got the monuments, the garden monuments, and I've had a really nice time walking around. I'm going to get some lunch, and then I've got maybe another couple of miles through the village. Okay, so I'm on my way home. We're going to go through Pretty Wood and then down into the village of Cranbeck, and we'll get the bus home from there. The views are really nice. You can see the hills over there, and then this is the path that we're walking along. We walked up quite a muddy path to get here, so I think it's just downhill on the way home. I've really enjoyed today. I think I've been to Castle Howard, but only really the home, so I haven't really visited the gardens. But to see all the garden monuments and to walk around, it was different. I did a couple of walks before in Goathland. We saw the train station, and then we went to the whole of Horsham when we were walking through the valley. So to see some different things, some monuments and some history, has been really nice. I obviously did a bit of research last night and made some notes on what I was going to see and what kind of buildings there were around, some history of Castle Howard. So I think that really helped. But hopefully I'll have another video for the viewers in the future, and hopefully we'll travel somewhere nice and have a good time. Goodbye.